Hi, welcome to CIS122 Introduction to Programming Logic. My name is Stephanie Allen and I will be your instructor this term. So I wanted to give you just a quick kind of overview of the course and hopefully you will have a terrific time and learn a lot about thinking logically and building computer programs. So when you first log into the course, you will see announcements. And every week I'll post an announcement with what is due that following Sunday. So make sure you pay attention to those weekly announcements. I have an announcement on navigating the course. It looks like there's a lot of content in the course, but there's different options. So you can find what really works best for you, for your learning style. And then this is the introduction video you're watching right now, and just how to hop into the course and get started. So pay attention to that. And then at the bottom, you will see the calendar. So it will give you reminders on everything that's coming up and everything that's due. And you can see that there are no assignments due yet, right? Well, that is because you have to take a quiz in order to unlock all of the content. And I'll show you that in just one moment. But if you want to know more about me, you can click here. And then every Wednesday, we will be having a study group from 6 to 7 p.m. And the cool thing about it is we rotate instructors, and all students who are taking 122 can join and participate. So that's one resource for help. Another resource is our course lobby. You can click on here and ask questions. If you have questions about D2L or something's not working right, the tech wise, you can click on student help or just start chatting by typing in this box down here. And then there's some links to the library. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is make sure that you've met with me, right? I want to get to know you and work closely with you this term. So you can click on this calendar link and schedule a time January 4th through the 15th. If none of those times work for you, please reach out and we will find something that does work. Then you're going to introduce yourself, find a study group, and then complete that course information quiz with 100% to unlock the lab and the lesson assignments. If you don't do those, I will reach out to make sure that everything is okay and kind of get you back on track. Otherwise, students will be dropped on Tuesday, January 18th. Okay, so hopping in, I'm going to hop into content. And you can see it's very light, right? And that's because, again, I haven't finished the course information quiz. So this is the meat of the course right here. You'll just want to start up here and just navigate through each of these links. Make sure you look at the syllabus closely. And what you can do also is, okay, this is a good page right here. So the course schedule lays out everything week by week with dates. So this is something that I refer to a lot as an instructor, like what's due this week, what will my students be doing? And so you can bookmark this page. I can bookmark it like that. And then if I go back to the table of contents, you can see that it will be listed in my bookmarks. So I don't have to go searching and finding, where was that page that had all that information. I can just bookmark that. And once you pass that course information quiz with 100%, you'll notice that all the content has unlocked. So you can start navigating through lesson 1. And so always look at the overview page. And then there's a lecture and lecture video and lecture slides. And how this works is you'll open the lecture video and you'll open the lecture slides in a different tab. And when I ask you to pause on the lecture video, then you can do work and participate on the slide deck. So everyone has comment access. And when you open this up, start the video, and then I'll say pause the video and post this on the slide. So for the first one, it's what is computer science? So you'll pause the video you'll hit the comment button, and then you'll add your comment. So this is a comment, like that, and then hit comment. And then you can look at everyone else's comments as well. So this is a fun way that we're going to share and interact in the course. When I want you to do some programming, you'll put a link to your program on the slide, and then you can look at your peers' work and see what they're doing, because that's the best way to learn to code, is to kind of look at other people's stuff as well. Okay, so there's that. That'll be the same each week. And then there's 3 resources. There is our programming logic book, and then a corresponding PDF that goes with this book, because this book is teaching you how to think logically, and this book teaches you how to take that logic and turn it into a language that the computer can understand, called Python. And then there's an optional chapter if you want to purchase or rent the Gaddis book. And those books all kind of go together. Okay, then throughout the course, you'll see some lessons on cybersecurity that are required. And then here's the Python style guide. These are all the rules that we're going to follow when we are writing code. And then you have a lab, and then you have a lesson 1 assignment. And then when you post this and the due date has gone past, you'll be able to check your own work by looking at the solutions. So let me explain the labs and the lessons. The labs are programming assignments. You can submit those until the Friday before finals week, but you have to submit them by the due date so that I can give you feedback and that you can iterate on them. When I grade your lab, if it's not meeting the objectives of what you need to know for that programming assignment, I'm going to give you a score 1, which does not reflect any effort or time spent. And that's a flag to me, just to let me know that I've given you feedback. And then you'll go make all the changes and then resubmit for full credit, no penalty. And you can do that up until the Friday before finals week. The lesson assignments, you'll have 1 lesson assignment each week. And those just help you fine tune some of the concepts that we're learning during that week. And you can resubmit them up until the due date. So if you submit them like on Wednesday and I give you feedback, you can make changes, no late penalty. But after Sunday, you cannot resubmit them because the solutions do appear and you can check your own work. And just to let you know, I usually grade Saturday morning for the last time, to the due date. So if you submit Saturday evening or on Sunday, you won't get that opportunity to resubmit. And then here's a lesson, the summary page. Take a look at those because sometimes there's extra resources on those pages. And once we get into programming, let's go down to lesson 3. You'll see these pseudocode to Python practice pages. Because one of the biggest complaints about this class is that you are learning something called pseudocode. And I'll show you what that looks like. You are given a problem, right? And you have to break it down into steps. And all those steps kind of start with verbs. So each step is doing something, right? And so we're planning out the things that we're going to be doing with something called pseudocode. And let's go to a better example. Let's go to lesson 2. Okay, on these pages, in each of the lesson modules, there'll be 3 columns, and these are the steps that you want it. So this is what you want your program to do. You want to create an integer variable to hold some data, okay? This is how you would write that in pseudocode, and then this is how you would do that in Python. So what's the most important is learning how to think about breaking a problem down into steps. And you don't want to just start coding in Python. You want to make sure that all your steps are logical and that they will actually solve the problem. So you want to practice thinking logically using pseudocode, and then you'll go to Python. Okay? So after you do that, there's some interactive programs on this page. So you can hit the run button, enter an integer, your integer doubled is 10. And then you can look at this code as well. And you'll be learning what all this code means throughout the lesson. But there are lots of little practice programs like this throughout the course. So don't skip these if you are struggling with any of the concepts. Okay, so we have, this is the nav bar up here, and you can get to activities, the assignments, discussions, and quizzes up here. And then I also have a resources page where you can get to that course schedule right here. Replit, which is a IDE that you're going to be programming in, and then some of the other important pages. So it's a lot, but each lesson is structured exactly the same way. So once you get into the flow, it should move a little bit more smoothly. But I do recommend you coming to those Wednesday study sessions, and they will be recorded. So if you can't make it, I will record that each week and post that as well. So I look forward to working with you, and I hope you have an awesome term.